All right, good day, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Peter. For those of you that are new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit like, comment, and subscribe. Tap the notification bell so you can know when I'm uploading to the channel. All right, you guys, so it is that time. I am actually just excited to be here. Every time I have the energy to come on a platform and deliver a message from the ancestors, I am just so forever grateful. It has been an amazing start of the new year. I'm sure a lot of you guys are feeling it. And now that, Mars has gone into Capricorn, which is a time that I actually been waiting on because I love when anything is in the Capricorn energy. Since Capricorn is in like my 3rd house and my 8th house, it just really ignites my creativity, my passion, my ability to ground, my ability to, be able to just tap into like all of my creative geniuses. And it also gives me that energy that I need, that momentum that I need in order to just, get through the rest of the month. And so I just really love when that Capricorn energy hits, because I know that during this time is when production is amazing and, able to create so many different things, So I'm going to go ahead and get right into the ancestor message. I know a lot of you may have been feeling tired and fatigued, and you with some of you, and you are, feeling a bit exhausted, but that's just because you are needing to rest. And do not feel bad for resting. Initially, when I first started taking breaks and taking that necessary time for myself from doing so many different ceremonies and so many different things, I thought that it was like going to be a negative thing for me to like take breaks. But honor your body and honor the things that your body is telling you. So if you need to take a break, please take a break. If you feel like, because you don't want to experience burnout. One thing that happens is, especially when you're doing something that you love, you kind of forget about everything else and just go hard at that thing, and you forget like the body needs rest in order for you to do that thing that you love. So every time that you neglect the body, then the body has to let you know, hi, I'm here and I need a reset. So if you're feeling like you're fatigued or you're tired, you're exhausted, just take the necessary break. Everything is going to still be there when you get back. I promise you. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get right into the ancestor message. And you guys, the ancestors are wanting you to be aware of these indicators. Okay. They're wanting you to be aware of the indicators. It's like the indicators are what many consider the synchronicities, the things that, the warning that comes before anything else, or, that notice that is given to you before something happens, right? And so your guides and your ancestors want you to be mindful of the indicators. They're saying that, like, there's a situation that you are experiencing right now. And before this experience occurred, you were able to see like certain indications. You saw all of the indicators. It was like the warning. It was like letting you know that something was at fault or something was going to, need some attention. All right. You need to focus on this area that they were highlighting. Okay. And so whatever that thing is, whether it be something dealing with your work, whether it be something dealing with people or family, your guides and your ancestors are saying like, listen, you have to pay attention to the indicators. When we send you signs, you have to pay attention to those signs that we are sending you, because those are going to be those are going to be the things that's going to allow you to access your sacred truths. All right. And so it's going to allow you to access a deeper understanding of everything that's going on, and a lot of times it's like, sometimes you'll get indicators of, how people really are. And you kind of ignore those indicators. You ignore those indicators because of longevity. You ignore those indicators because of whatever the reason might be. And then that person be the one that will, defame you. All right. And so you have to pay attention to those indicators, because when things like that happen and you're trying to, you have reached a turning point, you have evolved, you are elevating, sometimes when you are evolving and elevating, there are things that are going to try to hold your energy in place. That's going to try to lock the new you in place and prevent the phoenix from rising. All right. Prevent you from really going to the next level that your guides and your ancestors are saying that is your birthright. All right. So you have to be mindful of the indicators so that you can really access your sacred truths. And these sacred truths are these deeper understandings of yourself. These are your higher understandings of yourself. All right. And so you are able to access the higher understanding of yourself once you pay attention to everything that your guides and your ancestors are sending down to you, because they're saying that they've been sending a lot of guidance to you. All right. And what they're telling you right now is you can receive information from certain things, but when it comes to the interpersonal intricacies of your spiritual journey, they are wanting you to go deep within your own personal landscape. All right, because that's where they're going to have all your messages. So they're saying like, take no guidance from anything outside of your own intimate interpersonal landscape, because all of the information has been downloaded into you from them. All right. So you are an extension of them. And a lot of this stuff that is lying dormant within you can only be accessed by you in your own landscape. All right. So the answers to the codes, the answers to the quiz, or the answers to how you're gonna access your higher self, or how you're going to get to your over self, whatever you want to call it, or how you're going to get to the greatest version of who you are, is going to be from your own landscape, from within you. All right. And they want you to go ahead and shape yourself, shift into the shape of whatever it is, of your, whatever the current circumstance is, or whatever the current circumstance is that you want to manifest. All right. They don't want you to continue to remain in that state of being, in that state of mind that you once were. It's time for you to release a lot of those old programming and a lot of that doubt that continue to resurface every time you decide that you're going to do something. So that is, for some of you, they're saying that like those old beliefs are the reason why there is doubt, or the reason why there is stagnation. The old beliefs are the things that are holding you in place, that are not allowing you to move forward. Okay. And those old beliefs, once you break past those old beliefs, a lot of those things are going to, when you break past those old beliefs, a lot of those old beliefs are going to be able to help you to break certain generational curses. Some of the generational curses that are needing to be broken are starting with the mind first. So if you have issues with money, then you need to be breaking the generational curse that's around finances, and whatever you believed about money from your own personal family and your own personal lineage, those are the beliefs that they're talking about needing to go. Those beliefs about somebody is going to hurt your child because you was hurt, those are the beliefs that need to go. There is a time for you now to reform your way of thinking. And this is how you're going to break these curses. They're not saying to be oblivious, because being oblivious is you not paying attention to the indicators. You still have to be aware of what's going on in the 3D. But you have to reform your way of thinking. And what your guides and your ancestors want you to do, they want you to seek in with your sacred nature. What is your sacred nature, right? Your sacred nature, just like regular nature, where you go and get that infinite wisdom and things like that, because these particular ancestors that were here before us, these elemental ancestors and things like that were here before us, you're able to access that stuff if they allow you to access that wisdom, right? And the same thing with your own ancestors. In order for you to access your sacred nature is for you to access your ancestors. You have to build this rapport and establish this rapport and this relationship with your ancestors. You have to create a routine surrounding your ancestors. You have to ask your ancestors to give you certain information so that you can unlock certain sacred codes within you. So you have to pay attention. All right? You want to figure out how to beat something on the 3D? Access your sacred nature. You want to figure out what they need help with? Access your sacred nature. Some of you guys have really transformed your life. You're eating healthier. You're doing things you don't want to be a part of the certain things no more. You don't want diabetes. You don't want kidney issues. You don't want your liver disease or things like that. You don't want cancer. You don't want all of these things. You don't want eye diseases. You want to be healthy. You want to drink enough water. All right? And you doing all those things, that's you working alongside of your ancestors, assisting them and healing your bloodline. Some of the things that you could have participated in that you chose not to participate in for whatever reason, that could have had a negative effect on your family and yourself, and you chose the opposite, or you listened to your internal landscape, you listen to your intuition to guide you, and now you are now doing something different. You're on track for something different. You have a house where you never had a house before. You're able to put food on the table when you grew up impoverished. You got a little money in your bank account, a little money in your bank account, where your family was struggling to make ends meet. Some of you guys have retired early, and some of you guys' ancestors had to work to their die. Well, guess what? Those generational curses have been broken by you. And that's because in some degree, you access your sacred nature. So in order to continue to move forward, there's a continuous need for you to continue to access your sacred nature. You need to be able to be aware of your sacred nature intuitively. You have to know your sacred nature when you feel it. You have to understand your sacred nature. You cannot access yourself if you don't know yourself. Some of you are still walking around holding grudges against people that did things to you within your family, and you need to release that in order to access that sacred nature. Because there is a such thing called nature versus nurture. And you will be surprised at how much of someone's nature you have without their nurturing. So if you was one that didn't have a mom, a dad, or didn't have the support system, or you was an orphan or whatever that is, guess what? You still have a nature, even though you didn't receive the nurture. So what is your sacred nature? Okay? That's what they want you to do. They want you to sync with that stuff. They want you to access the depths of your intuition. And in order to access those deeper levels of this guidance, this divine infinite wisdom, you have to pay attention to them indicators and access these dormant cells that's going to give you undeniable access to your sacred nature and indirectly transform your life. A lot about your life is going to change this year for many of you that are following your guidance and doing the things that you are needing to do. Paying attention to these indicators, the messages that they're sending you. Accessing these sacred portals, okay? Accessing your nature, using the depths of your intuition. And how do you access even that? Through your meditation, through your dream state. Your ancestors are saying they're coming to you in your dreams and you're not even writing them down. Put the notepad next to your bed, please. Put that notepad back next to your bed with the pen or the pencil, it don't matter. So as soon as you get up, you can write down whatever you can remember. If you're one of those ones that uses the phone, hey, hurry up and get to the notepad. Don't click on nothing else. Write it down on your notepad. That way you can have that. And then you can decipher it later. When they're sending you those different types of synchronicities, the numerology, pay attention to your numerology. Okay? Pay attention to the things in front of you. Pay attention to the things in the sky. Pay attention to all of the different phenomena. Because sometimes you might mistake what is happening around you for something regular. And here it is, a message from your guides or your ancestors or, your archangels, and you don't ignore it. Because it was, to you, it was nothing. So pay attention to your sacred nature. There's a need to rejuvenate your emotions, okay? There's a need to rejuvenate your emotions, because when in accessing your sacred nature, there has to be a certain feel. You have to be able to feel this nature. You have to be able to feel what's happening around you. You have to be able to make a certain connection with these things that are happening around you. And a lot of us, we experience certain pain, certain trauma, certain hardships, or we experience certain events that cause us, through our naiveness, that's caused us to just turn that emotion off, like go through the world real hard and bitter and angry or whatever the case may be. But you have to access that emotion in order for you rejuvenate that emotion. Like you have to restore it. You have to, what is it called? When you have to fix it. Like you have to tap into that emotion. So you have to do the necessary work surrounding that heart space, surrounding that root space. And for some of us, divine feminine, surrounding that womb space. Okay. And the reason why you have to do that sacred work, man, for the females, you have to do the sacred work because you have to access your other portal. You have to access your feminine intuition. Okay. Your feminine wisdom. Some of us have feminine wisdom. Some of us have feminine intuition. Which one do you have? Well, it's based on, what you're doing and what type of work you're doing surrounding that. But you have to rejuvenate those emotions. You have to, for those of you that have turned your emotions off, it's not weak to feel. All right, that's your clairsentience. You want to be able to feel things. The more that you can feel, the more you'll be able to trust what's going on. Sometimes you become fearful of things because you can't feel the difference between whether it's good or bad. And so that's why they want you to rejuvenate your emotions. You might be working with your ancestors and things like that, and you might be working with some people, or you might be working with, doing some channeling or whatever the case may be, or whatever it is that you're doing. You might be working on something. You might be getting ready to go somewhere, and you done turned off these emotions because you can't feel nothing. So then you can't pay attention to the indicators. All right? So that's why you have to rejuvenate your emotions. You're going to begin, like I said, there's going to be a connection to things. The things that you're going to connect to, you're going to connect to them differently. All right? For example, I watched a video the other day. Now, when this video was going around, when I processed it, I didn't really watch the whole video. But when it was going around like about a year ago, and when I processed everything, I processed it in, anger, rage, and logic. But one thing that I did not do, I did not process it in a way to where I could connect so that I could become, teary-eyed or being able to cry. Well, when I was watching it the other day, the way that I connected to it was way different than ever before. And I was actually in tears and crying and feeling, like a mother, like how we feel when we have our children and things happen to them that's beyond our control and we can't help them out. And we start feeling like, wow, so I had that feeling for this video. And I'm like, man, and my homegirl, she was like, where you been? That happened to me as soon as I watched it, but I'm like, dang, but I too have connected with this emotion. I have rejuvenated this emotion, this part of myself. Okay, so a lot of us, we have to, our trauma is blocking us from being able to connect with these things. And our trauma is causing more trauma. All right, our trauma is causing us to be triggered. All right. Our trauma is causing us to respond to the world in a way that we're not supposed to respond to the world, causing us to react in a way that we're not supposed to react. So you have to rejuvenate your emotions. And this is going to ultimately assist you with working through some of those triggers. Everything should not trigger you. When you are having certain triggers, there has to be some kind of indication that, hey, maybe this is not it. Maybe I'm going through this because of something that I need to rectify within myself, because that's what triggers do. Triggers are put in place in order to let us know things that we need to work on to some degree. Some of us just have triggers to things that are BS, but you get the point. All right. So that's what your guides and your ancestors want you to do. They want you to reconnect with these emotions and understand that the light surfaces from the dark. So you can't disregard things that are happening in the physical. You can't even disregard things that are happening within your body. You can't be ashamed of the things that you have gone through. You can't be ashamed of the things that you have experienced, okay? Because there's no way to experience light without going through the darkness, okay? Because the darkness emerged from the light. But there's a balancing of those two, okay? And so that's what's happening. We're making these conscious connections and being able to balance these two. But your ancestors don't want you to be ashamed of what you went through. Your ancestors don't even want you to be ashamed of what they went through, y'all. They want y'all to help them heal. And y'all help them heal by working on your healing. Okay? By going against the grain and doing the opposite of what you felt like was unnecessary or wrong to some degree. So that's how you do that. Some of you guys are going to be co-creating with a partner, not procreating, co-creating. Some of y'all probably is procreating though, but co-creating with a partner. All right. You might not see it right now, but that partner is coming. This particular partner is one that is going to be something long term. If they're not already there, you're having this connection right now with them and it feels like, dang, I feel like I know this person. This person is my friend. But this friend is, even to you, it feels like a friendship or something more. It's almost like you already knew this soul. All right. And that's how this soul is going to come into your life. All right. And this soul is going to either be a lesson or a blessing or both. Okay. This soul is going to be a lesson or a blessing or both. And this is an intimate relationship. And it's going to create a balance and a oneness. It's going to be like pulling forces. Both of y'all going to help each other with something. And then both of y'all is supposed to gain a lesson out of it. And if one of y'all refuse the lesson, then y'all not going to be together. But if y'all both accept the lesson in this relationship, it's going to be a beautiful and harmonious thing. Okay? And that's another part of accessing that your sacred truth. Understanding what it is that you truly desire. Understanding what it is that you truly want. Okay? Understanding what it is that's truly good for you. Not just because you're upset about the change or you're triggered by the change, but is this change good? Is it necessary? Those are the questions that you have to ask yourself. But your ancestors want you to know that if you are waiting on this intimate partner, this partner is coming. They ain't say it's coming tomorrow though, because some of y'all be killing me. Like, y'all, you said my partner was coming. He ain't here yet. She ain't here yet. Listen, I ain't say tomorrow. Y'all know how many people I done did readings for and told them that their partner was coming. And then here we go, a year later, 9 months later, a year and a half later, some of them. And then their partner finally come, and it's the best thing smoking since sliced bread. This journey ain't no instant gratification. This journey is something real if you're doing the real work. Ain't no such thing as instant gratification, but I mean, sometimes when you manifest, it can be pretty instant and kind of confuse things. But with this, it don't matter if it's tomorrow, next week, a year from now, whatever. They say they're coming. Trust it. All right. Be open to all possibilities, because they like, you are the one that like sometimes be reneging on your thought process. Be open to all possibilities. Okay? Be open to all possibilities. Remove yourself from all of these different programmings. Once you release yourself from all these different programming, without a shadow of a doubt, everything that it is that you wanted to materialize into this realm of reality, everything that you wanted to have, everything that you wanted to desire, everything that you needed access to, every gift that you wanted, every gift, everything that you needed out of life and desired out of life will be yours for the taking. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this message. If you like the content on this page, go ahead and hit like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share if you care, y'all. Share my messages with people that y'all feel need my messages, all right? Or would appreciate a message like this. Also, if you're interested in joining Patreon, you can join the Patreon community. All of the information is in the description below. I do not have any openings for any services, I don't think, until next month, like midway. And also, I'm going to close my calendar even then, because I got some babies that need to be delivered. And I don't know if y'all know, but I'm also the ancestral doula. I'm an ancestral healer, but I do ancestral doula work. So I take those births very seriously, and I'm going to be kind of like in and out of the net depending on the deliveries, So that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this message, and I'll holler at y'all.